Digital agency, I think that implies that you have some creative talents or you're surrounded by people who have creative talents, which is good because creativity is the last frontier for humans. Vietnam means that you have access to cheap labor or relatively cheap labor that can then be applied globally. And then crypto, of course, is the current frontier. And if you look at where the great fortunes are made in human history, they're always made on the frontier. So there's a time when you need to be conquistador and you got in a boat, or you were Marco Polo and you went to the Orient, or you went to the Wild West, and you were panning for gold, or you went into software back when it was all hardware, or you went to internet when it was all software, or you went to crypto when it's all internet. And so the frontier is the place where you make money. And why is that? Because that's where the cops, the regulators, and the normies aren't quite there yet, and people haven't figured it out. And you're in the right place because it's full of brilliant people and full of scammers. It's full of completely genius ideas, and it's full of some of the worst ideas you've ever seen. It's full of incredible hyperbole, and it's full of incredible value. So crypto is that place today, and it is a frontier. So if you're operating crypto and you have access to cheap labor, and if you have access to high quality place. So I don't think that. I think you may just need to dig a little bit deeper and stick it out. So I think you're kind of in a good area, but you need to navigate deeply into it until you find something NFTs where you're like, wow, we can create our own batches of NFTs and do drops. It could be something around maybe farming NFTs for games. Like there's a big community in the Philippines, for example, that does work on Axie Infinity. There might be new games emerging. I can't predict for you. I can't tell you exactly what will be the right application for you, but I feel like if you kind of, what I wouldn't do is I wouldn't leave crypto. Because it is a frontier space. And the fact that you have a digital agency, I think, is a big asset. And the fact that you can apply those assets now across the world is a big deal. So I don't feel like you're in a bad place. I think you just need to dig a little bit deeper. Um, and you don't necessarily need to put yourself out there through writing or through YouTube videos. One of the places where I feel like the self-help porn goes wrong, and I call it self-help porn because you can just read it all day long, is that it sort of says you should, like there are people on the internet who will say you should be a writer, or even I'm guilty of this, you should be a coder. Well, you should be a writer or coder if that is your natural inclination, if that's what you're natural at. If you're not, don't do that. If you're good at talking to people, then go on Clubhouse. If you're good at sales, then go do sales. If you're good at organizing people, then go build a small company or recruit people or build a community. So you have to find the thing that feels effortless to you, but is not effortless to everybody else. So it like I've said before, it feels like play to you, but it looks like work to others. And I think you're kind of already on those vectors. So I don't think you're poorly positioned. By the way, 38 is not old. I'm 47, so I kind of envy you at 38. I would give a lot to have those 9 years back, and hopefully I would use them even more wisely. But you still got a ways to go. As long as you have your health, which is the most important thing in this world, as long as you have your health, you can still work on all the rest. So I wouldn't stress about it. And especially in crypto, fortunes get made in short time frames, 2, 3, 4, 5 years if you're in the right place. Don't stress over it. It's more important to find the right thing to do and to take advantage of the assets you already have. And just by the nature of the space that you've already decided to operate in, I feel like you're probably 60% of the way there. And you might just be going through the darkest before the dawn kind of situation. So that's my high level assessment on it.